Hey there, YouTube. How's everybody doing today? Coming to you as usual on a Wednesday from Lower Alabama, and the week's just chugging on along. We've got pretty good weather right now. Had some storms down here. People have asked. No, I was nowhere in the path of any of those tornadoes, but those were terrible over in Mississippi. But anyhow, let's get right to it. Today I want to share some of my top tips for maximum plant-based diversity. I'm always talking on here, at least for the last year or two, or maybe three, about getting more diversity into our diet. And it's something that I'm reminding myself of day after day after day after day. It hadn't made a huge change in how I do things, but it's just made a shift in like some of the things that I normally have on a regular basis or that I eat every day, like maybe constructing them a little bit differently instead of just going on autopilot. So I've got four. I figured I better bring at least one object to show you instead of just talking about it. So we'll start with the salads. I love my big salads, and as you can see, there is all kind of good stuff in there. You probably don't even see the lettuce. You might see some lettuce peeking through. That's about it. But in this salad, and that's why, like I say, that's why I like salads. They're a good delivery system. I've used that word before with salads and green smoothies, which we're going to talk about in a minute. That they're good for delivering a lot of nutrition because you can just put so many different things into them. And I didn't just, I don't just do this for the purpose of a video. When I'm starting to make my salads, I try to think every day, like, okay, what do I have around the house? And what can I put in these salads that'll mix well together, that'll, just give me some more diversity. So in this particular salad right here, and it's not a special salad, just the kind of stuff I use normally, I have got red leaf lettuce. I chopped up some cucumber. I chopped up some red bell pepper. I chopped up some onion. Chopped up some tomato. Chopped up a little bit of apple in there. Had a good organic apple. I said, let's get that in there for a little bit. As always, I put some broccoli sprouts in there. I put some lentil sprouts in there. I sprinkled a very small, I wouldn't even say a handful, just a small amount of pumpkin seeds, a little bit of zinc, some wakame seaweed, and then I added some fermented. I get this brand, always pull it out because somebody will ask. It's Cleveland fermented, and it is red cabbage, beets, and carrots. And then the dressing I'm using today is the dressing that I shared with you the other day. So just right off the top of my head, I forget every single ingredient, but just as far as the ingredients go, there's dates and there's tahini in there. So in this one salad right here, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different whole food plants or plant products in there. So, I mean, right there. And when we're shooting for 30 different plants a week, you can see just right there. And that's just one meal in one day out of 7 that you get that in. So if you just start thinking like that, it's so easy to get that diversity in there. And sometimes we keep talking about the diversity over and over. Why? What's so important about the diversity? And I should have written this down. I listen to so many of these gut health talks that there's a gut health. It's not Dr. Bulsiewicz. There's a project that has studied this that's bigger than Dr. Bulsiewicz, and that they found that the best predictor of your gut microbiome health is plant diversity. They've even, like I say, you need to listen to some of the experts to explain this a little better, but they've even explained for people that like even that are have survived cancer or are recovering from cancer, that just the diversity in our gut is just so powerful. All right, so that's just the salad. What else do I eat on a regular basis here? And that would be acai bowls. Some people make smoothie bowls. Some people make nice cream and put stuff on top. I like my acai bowls. When I'm making an acai bowl, the same thing. I'm getting a fair amount of diversity in there too. Like for instance, I had a typical acai bowl I'll generally have acai, a packet of acai and frozen bananas for the base. So there you got a couple right there. I'll generally put at least 2, if not 3, different fruits in there, but we always generally put 2, so we'll say 2, and then I'll use just a little bit of walnuts in there. Once again, not a lot of amounts. We're using like the nuts, like kind of we're very focused in how we use them. Just a little bit in there, and I might not use the nuts on the same day that I use the other nuts, but put some walnuts in there, maybe put a tablespoon of hemp seeds in there, and before you know it, like that, you've got 6 or 7 ingredients in your acai bowl. Same thing for the green smoothies. I pack them with, I put bananas, use a lot of bananas for bases. I put kale in there. I use my sprouts again, and something I've been doing lately too, instead of just going on autopilot and using hemp seeds in all my smoothies, I started thinking like, well, wait a minute, chia seeds and flax seeds have a better omega-3 to 6 ratio. Chia seeds and flax seeds are cheaper, and you need that diversity anyway, so let's just start using more of them. So there's a lot of times where I will use, as I'm making it, I will, instead of, like I said before, instead of just using hemp seeds, or instead of like maybe for one smoothie, you might think, well, just use chia seeds in this one, I mix it up. Like yesterday, I made a green smoothie. I put a tablespoon of ground flaxseed. I put a tablespoon of chia seeds, and I didn't use a tablespoon of hemp seeds because I'd used hemp seeds earlier in the day. But right there, tablespoon of each of those. So right there, I've got 3 different seeds in one day. Pumpkin seeds, just little things here and there. The spices actually add to our gut microbiome. They're amazing for phytochemicals. And let me get one more thing real quick. I tell you, I've kind of started I use spices a lot now, and the main ones that I use are, and I use actual fresh ginger too, but I use ginger powder. I've got this organic ginger powder. I've got turmeric. Turmeric is really good. I've got cinnamon, and I got black pepper. Because here's another little something too, is when you use turmeric is anti-inflammatory, as are all of these. So, besides having some different spices in there, I've gotten to where, and like I tell you guys, I've never hidden it, I eat cooked food. When Sometimes that would be something extra on top of this. I put sweet potatoes on here. Sometimes I steam some vegetables and put on here. So the point being is, if you're cooking, you can always slip these into a lot of things. Like I use turmeric almost every day. Put a little turmeric on whatever it is I'm using. Mix some black pepper. Just put some black pepper for the absorption. Good stuff. Same with cinnamon. There's lots of little things, if you eat oatmeal or whatever you're eating in the morning. Actually, I don't know why I don't put a little bit of cinnamon on my acai bowls. I think I'm going to try that tomorrow. But, mix those up like there. And like I say, these are all anti-inflammatories. And I don't remember exactly what it was or exactly the science behind it, but I was listening to something last week where he was comparing, and it's not as strong as taking it, but like the inflammatory effects or the anti-inflammatory effects similar to ibuprofen, which tears up which, by the way, ibuprofen just tears up your the NSAIDs. You know what I'm talking about anyway. So this is like a very effective, like for pain, like a lot of people. I've heard a story about this guy. For his dad, he turned him on to turmeric and was able to keep him from having to have knee replacement for a number of years. So just always be thinking like that. What else can I use on top of this? What else can I put in there? Because I'm telling you, and don't take it straight from me, I want you to go look into this stuff more, but check out the gut. Check out the diversity of the gut microbiome. I think that's where a lot of people might be missing out there, no matter how well they're eating and how healthy they're eating. So anyhow, just a few tips for you. I'm sure you've got some of your own. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. Have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you before it's over. Peace.